The message arrived on Emperor Vextheron's flagship at 0400 hours, Galactic Standard Time. A single word, transmitted across 7,000 light, burning through every communication channel the Zephylam Empire possessed. Danny Chen stood in the observation deck of the UNSC Retribution, her reflection ghosting across the viewport that framed the distant nebula where the Zephylam homeworld nested. Her fingers traced the memorial bracelet on her wrist, 5,731 names etched in microscopic letters. Every child from Colony 7, every single one. You should eat something, Jasper said, stepping beside her with 2 ration packs. His voice was gentle, but his eyes held the same cold fire that burned in hers. Not hungry. Danny didn't look away from the stars. How long until we're in position? 16 hours. Jasper set the rations down anyway. The rest of the fleet will converge in 22. Danny, I know what you're thinking. They thought we were weak. Her voice cut through his concern like a blade. The Emperor looked at our colony ships, our research stations, our children, and decided we were bugs to be stepped on. A demonstration of power, a warning to the other species in this sector. The Zephylam had ruled the Orion Arm for 3,000 years. They were apex predators who'd evolved on a death world where the rain was sulfuric acid and the gravity would crush most species. When humanity established Colony 7 on what they didn't know was disputed territory, the Emperor's response was swift and merciless. 5,731 children, killed in their sleep, their life support simply shut off, one pod at a time, while the Zephylam brought it across 100 worlds as a lesson about respecting boundaries. It hadn't expected the lesson humanity learned instead. The Galactic Council condemned it, Jasper said quietly. For whatever that's worth. Condemned, not acted. Danny finally turned to face him. Jasper had lost his younger sister in the massacre, 12 years old. Dreams of being a Xeno. Words are cheap. Action is the only currency that matters now. Jasper nodded slowly. The Emperor sent a response to our message. You know, after we sent him that one word, run. Danny's laugh was bitter. What did he say? He asked, why should I fear a species that builds with glass and hope? You are soft things. Humans, weak. You will break as easily as your children did. Danny walked to the tactical display, bringing up the holographic map of Zephylam space. Red dots marked their military installations. Blue marked the human fleets of 23 ships. Everything Earth and the colonies could muster in 6 months. Against the Zephylam's thousands. He's right, you know, she said. We are soft. We build gardens in space stations. We write poetry about stars. We send children to sleep with lullabies and dreams. Her fingers danced across the display, and new markers appeared, green ones, spreading like a virus through Zephylam infrastructure. But he made one critical mistake. What's that? He assumed soft meant weak. Danny zoomed in on the Emperor's throne world. We didn't spend 6 months building warships, Jasper. We spent 6 months doing what humans do best. We adapted, we innovated, and we weaponized our softness. On screen, data streams showed the infiltration. Human AI designed not for destruction but for learning and communication had spent half a year embedded in Zephylam networks, learning every system, every vulnerability, every fatal flaw in a species that relied on dominance and fear instead of cooperation. Every species in the Galactic Council fears the Zephylam, Danny continued. They're stronger, faster, nearly impossible to kill in direct combat. But they're not smarter. They never had to be. They never had to develop 1,000 different ways to solve problems because they could always just hit harder. Jasper watched the infiltration pattern spread. The fleet ... is a distraction. Theater. Danny pulled up another screen, while the Emperor watches our ships arrive, ready to crush our pathetic human resistance. Our real attack has already begun. We didn't come here to fight them on their terms. What did we come here to do? Danny's smile was sharp as broken glass. We came here to introduce the Zephylam Empire to the concept of mutually assured destruction. In the last 6 months, our AIs have threaded themselves through every single critical system in their empire. Life support, navigation, power generation. They don't even know we're there. She brought up a final screener countdown timer. In 16 hours, when our fleet enters weapons range, the Emperor will have a choice. Leave human space forever, submit to war crimes tribunals, and pay reparations for every life lost. Or we shut down every Zephylam system simultaneously, every ship dead in space, every station without power, every world without environmental controls. Jasper stared at the scope of it. That's genocide. We'd be killing billions, yes. Danny's voice was steady, just like they killed 5,731 children to make a point. The difference is, we're giving them a choice. They didn't give Colony 7-1. Jasper was quiet for a long moment. You think he'll back down? I think, Danny said, looking back out at the stars, that the Emperor is about to learn what the rest of the galaxy already knows, but was too afraid to say. Humans aren't dangerous because we're strong. We're dangerous because we remember. We're dangerous because we care. We're dangerous because when you hurt our children, we will move heaven and earth, or burn them both down to make sure it never happens again. She touched her memorial bracelet again. 5,731 names. He wanted to teach the galaxy to fear the Zephylim, Danny whispered. Instead, he's about to teach them something far more important. Never mistake human compassion for weakness. Never mistake our love for vulnerability. And never, ever make us choose between justice and mercy. The countdown ticked forward. Somewhere, 7,000 light years away, an emperor was learning that the softest species in the galaxy might also be the most terrifying. Because humans didn't just survive, they remembered, and they never forgot.